Francis Ngannou. And we got a new champion. He's reigning out of Africa. We got 3 African champions in the UFC right now. The welterweight champion in Kamaru Usman, the heavyweight champion in Francis Ngannou, newly minted, and then of course Stylebender, the middleweight champion, man. We got 3 African kings right now. This is a great time for the UFC, but what's more important is the scariest, baddest man on the planet holds that gold, and I don't know who's going to be able to take it from him. But let's do a little bit of recap on Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou. Number 2, the fight opens up just as you expect it, right? At least it's how I expected. I'm like, okay, Ngannou learned his lesson. He's going to sit back. Just stand in the center of the cage. And at that point, Miocic, he's circling around, but what did Ngannou do that I was talking about, AJ? Calf kicks, baby, calf kicks. That's the key, right? You do a couple of them things, what's Miocic gonna do, right? And what he started to say, God, oh, my leg's starting to hurt, bro. All right, I gotta move forward or something, you know what I mean? Round 1, Stipe almost got finished, right? So let's talk about the moment you saw that sprawl, right? The moment you saw Stipe go for the takedown, I'm thinking, okay, rinse, wash, repeat. Here we go, baby. Easy money, right? And then I see Francis Ngannou not only shoelaces down, toes down with the sprawl, with the wrestling sprawl, but like muscle memory, like clockwork. All right, take the back. He immediately circled out to take the back, and I thought, I'm not going to lie to you, AJ, I was like, oh my God, is Ngannou about to submit this fucking guy, bro? Like, is he about to submit him? Like, that'd be the craziest ending nobody would have anticipated. But no, he's raining down big shots from behind, and the chin of Stipe somehow withstood, man. What were you thinking when that was happening?
When I saw hips back, legs out, toes down, sprawl, I was just like, oh shit, like, what the fuck? Like, for real, this is happening? Nobody saw this coming. We were saying, show me something different. This motherfucker showed us exactly different, man. They were working hard at Extreme Couture. Like you said, muscle memory, man. He hit the ground. He had Stipe turtled up. He literally spun sideways, got the back mount. Bro, I normally I'd say I scream. I was excited. I was literally just like what? The fuck?
It's one of those moments, right, where you like, oh, I'm so nervous, I'm so tight, I'm just like watching in silence, like mind blown, like, oh my God, you know. And so I thought the fight was over. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stipe, I mean, dude, we gotta call him the Man of Steel or something. This dude's chin is incredible, right? He's just eating them. He even got hit in the back of the head a couple of times, and he was just eating them, right? Last till round 2, and his corner says, hey, Stipe, man, you got to get a little more offensive. And Stipe's sitting there looking like, bro, like, I know, dog, like, I get it. Like, it's a little harder than, you know what I mean? It's easier said than done, right? Comes out in the second, and here's where I need to ask you. I just need to ask you just your perspective on this, AJ, man. I was so confused because I see, okay, Miocic, he's doing his thing. He actually catches Ngannou, right? You know, he's throwing a couple things, he's moving forward. He catches Ngannou after he gets rocked, and he thinks, for whatever reason, that like he rocked Ngannou. And I'm like, okay, even if you think he's wobbled or off balance, it's round 2, bro. Like the striking comes in round 4, you know, that's when we start going. Right now, shoot for the double. You got him rocked. He's off balance. Shoot for the takedown. I think that Stipe says, you know, when I didn't get that first takedown, he hit me pretty damn hard. I don't think I want to go there. And from that point, that's when I realized, okay, if the wrestling's out, there's nothing left Stipe can do. And what happens? He rushes in, gets caught with a counter left hook, and that's it. After getting dropped with a jab just, you know, a couple seconds earlier. And that goes to show. I mean, Ngannou just drops people with jabs, you know what I mean? He knocked him out with just a little doot. It was basically the Malarkey shot, except Malarkey's was like an overhand left, and Ngannou's was just a little counter, man. So, and Stipe Miocic, he's folded over like Mirko Cro Cop back in the old Pride days, man. He's folded over like a lawn chair. It looked terrible. That's not how you want the GOAT of the heavyweight division to go out ever, man. But this is clearly a new era that we are approaching in MMA, in the UFC, right? We're going back to the Mike Tyson days of combat sports, where we have the baddest man on the planet, the heavyweight champion, is an individual who no one could even imagine being dethroned, right? When Deontay Wilder was the champion, it was like, all right, bro, you still don't really know how to box yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still need to figure a couple things out. You got that uber power in that right hand knocking him out and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you ain't like the Mike Tyson destroyer of worlds. Well, that's what Francis Ngannou is, people. And I know you know that. I know I was on the preview show talking big for Stipe Miocic. But hey, you got to bet on the man because he proved us wrong time after time after time. But It's something that Yanni the Greek, who is he's one of the betting guys for UFC on the line or whatever the case, right? He had just said, he was like, you know, people are betting on Miocic because he beat Ngannou the first time. That's not how you're supposed to bet, and it's true. If you're a true like gambler like that, and I mean not to say that I am, but for those who truly are, yeah, you don't take that in too much into consideration. It's a completely new fight. This is years later, improved fighters. But he did say this, which was really interesting, man. He says Stipe Miocic was going to have to fight the perfect fight twice, and I just don't see that happening. And that's exactly literally like it looked like a prophecy. So give me your thoughts. Just give me your thoughts overall, man, on this new era that we have entered, on on Francis Ngannou being crowned, seeing the gold around his waist, man. Give me some impressions.
I'm excited because one, Francis Ngannou's getting the shine that I feel like he finally deserves, man. He's been working hard and obviously he's putting the work in. So I'm really excited for that. Two, I wanted to add in what I was noticing about Francis Ngannou when he's striking, like most people hurt you at the end of the punches.
Yeah.
That's where the most dangerous. He was literally able to hit you the definition of punching through somebody, and he was literally punching through Stipe. It was incredible to see, and I'm very excited for that exact thing, that power and that scariness and that ferocity of the Mike Tyson era, that where he was just baptizing people, man. I think that we're expecting that from Francis Ngannou, and he can deliver, man. He can deliver very well, especially now that he knows how to defend against the ground. Overall takeaway, man, I was just blown away with the amount of power he had, how calm and reserved he was able to stay in the chaos. And then, man, that defense, man, that ground game defense and the sprawl, it was just, it's going to be scary to see anybody who's willing to stand against that man in a locked octagon.
I agree, and I would need a lot of money to do it, so I understand John Jones' hesitations on getting in there with him, man. But I will have to say this, man, and he is the champ, man. I got to eat my crow, right? I got to be excited for the man because I didn't think he'd be able to get past Stipe, and he did, so I'm giving him his flowers while he's still here to be able to recognize them joints. But I don't think Stipe is done, man. I think Stipe still got some fight left in him. I don't think he should retire, and I do think we should see a rematch, which we'll talk about in just a couple seconds when we hit our matchmaking corner.